This is the Speakeasy podcast, where we go behind the scenes talking about what it means to be the successfully paid speaker or author. I am your host, Altavis Pelzer, founder of the World Voice League, that part, a network of female speakers coming together to impact social change. And this is another interview. Guys, I'm excited about this interview because you guys know that me personally, I am on a journey to publishing 100 books. Yes, I will. I'm on a journey to publishing 100 books. And guess what? I know that many of you, if you have not written the first book, you're excited and eager to. Or if you've written the first one, you're like, I'm ready to write another one. Well, this is why we're doing this particular segment today. And it's Rise to Thrive. Because when we think about writing a second book, a third book, a 100th book, it's always, why am I writing this book? You know, I want to share information, but why am I really writing this book? And am I really going to have the time to commit to it? That part. So with that being said, I want to say, hey, Durga.
Hi, Altavis. Thank you for having me here. And I'm so excited again to come here and share about my book and the success of my book, Rise to Thrive. Yes. And I'm sure that most of you have got your copy and you're enjoying your read. And I'm waiting here to hear from you, like how you felt and what are your, takeaway points with it, because there are so many stories, true stories actually in this book. And saying that I am, as this is the month of cancer patients that Altavis is doing, such a beautiful thing behind her. I can see that. And somehow it's all connected to the topic today, that we are going to talk more about the book, which is on yoga and meditation and taking self-care and things like that. So
most definitely. So guys, this is why I wanted to come and talk about this particular topic, because again, when it comes to writing in general, there is a therapy that comes along with it. You know, when you're going ahead and you're writing out whatever it is that you have, your information that you have, your experiences that you've had, there's this therapy that comes with it. And it's almost a part of self-care. That's why so many people journal. But, you know, I wanted to ask Durga specifically about her journey with writing this book after being in an anthology and having her first book written already.
So the reason why, that's a really interesting question, because I have been thinking that I wanted to do something to bring the awareness about yoga and meditation. But I was also on the second mind thinking that, there are so many books already. You know, there are so much material out there and everybody knows about that, right? Those kind of things. But I feel like when we are spreading the good in the society, there's no end. Like, you can do your part, you can keep doing whatever way you want, but your thoughts might be different. You might be presenting the same thing, but the way you're presenting it might be different than somebody have done in the past. And people who are connected to you, or who are supposed to be connected to you, are there anyways waiting for you. So that was my calling actually. So that is exactly my calling. And then I felt like, how about I compile the stories of like how yoga and meditation, these modalities help people to come out of their situations, like tough situations where you have two paths, right? Like, you can take an easy path and you can take some disciplined path and stuff, but then still how you are able to come out. And at the same time, they should be inspirational for people who are reading it, should be able to connect with those stories. So I'm so though I had this journey of this book has been like for a little while, like it started 1.5 years back, but then I have to move from one state to another state and settling down there, and then making my son to get used to, as he's missing all his friends, so I have to spend more time with him. So it's kind of got hold and for a little while, and then I picked up, and then like a lot of family, health issues and stuff came up. But anyways, finally, thankfully, with so much support of amazing friends that I have, like Parul Agarwal, Rubina Ramesh, Kimber Bots, Anna Evans, and there's so many, Kiran Maya Durti, Aravind Swami, like there are so many people, Sureka Achanta. So these people, like at every point of time, they're like one or other person coming and nudging me a little bit, like, look, like, let's do this. Like, whatever I need, like, God always, like, when you have that intention to serve people or do something big, then universe will support you. Universe will send us help that you need. So that is the result of this book. And I was thinking if I have spent before the launch, I just launched it last week, but before the launch, like last 2 weeks, I have spent sleepless nights completely. Like 2 hours I was sleeping, and I was literally walking like a zombie in the house, and I don't know what people are talking around. I was like, only thing is like completely my book. And then this chapter, at the middle of the night, I know, there is one punctuation missed, so I need to go correct it. And then one period, maybe I should have added this code there. Why don't I add for some glossary, because people might not know some asanas names. So all these creative ideas until the last moment of reformatting, re-editing. Finally, it is done, and it became a bestseller, actually international bestseller in US and in India, and now it is picking up in Canada and UK as well. More than it is becoming a bestseller, the feedbacks I got from people, like in the beginning, I was thinking at some point of time, is it really worth it? Like, I'm investing so much time and energy. Of course, very passionately I was doing this. And as soon as I uploaded it, I felt like, do you think that I'm going to get the result that what I was expecting? But then I was like, clicked it, publish. But then I'm like, I am done. Let the universe take over. And surprisingly, within 3 days, I've been hearing from people, like some lady called me, and she lost her son a few weeks back. And since then she was like completely shut herself like inside a house. Like she's thinking that it could be my responsibility, like I might be responsible for that and stuff like that. Like she's having that guilt feeling that maybe I could have been there for him and all. And then once she read that book, she felt like I had that feeling that there is I was feeling that the life I came to that point that it is not in my control. But now I feel that, yes, I need to forgive myself. I need to work on that. I need to take a step towards my welfare, because I need to take care of my other 2 kids. And there is one story, exactly what she's going through is in the book. So she could relate to that story. So it is like my other friend was saying that it's like a beautiful bouquet of different colors, because it is not talking just only one topic. Everybody, like one grandfather talking about his challenges, one mother talking about her challenges, one school, college kid, like what he went through during that time. So everybody in all stages of their life, everybody from different backgrounds, they are all sharing their stories, and it's very beautifully written. And when I'm like, so I was like, since end of that last week, I felt like, oh, I'm proud of myself. Like, seriously, I was like so happy, whether the investment or whatever, like, in the behind the scenes, we have to invest so much time, energy, money, everything. And in spite of all that, once you get the response that why you have started this mission accomplished, that's it. I was like so thankful, and I was like so happy for that. Yeah. Thank you.
And that speaks volumes. You spoke to a couple different things. For the one, that there really is support, and that we need support when we're trying to write, especially if you're someone who you have a family and you're trying to take care of kids and a spouse, and you need that support when you're writing, because we do come up against so many self-damaging beliefs. We come up against just a fog sometimes, or that brick wall when we're trying to get our ideas out. Or there may be times where you're writing and the emotions are just so raw in that moment that it just makes you completely want to turn in the opposite direction and not complete the project. So I can definitely understand that, especially if, this is the thing, this is not Durga's first book. So imagine this is a process that you kind of go through with each project that you're doing.
Yeah, each project, yeah. It's always like a new baby, you know, like you'll start from the scratch again. And the once you have this, like, oh, this is, I have to remind myself what is that I want to accomplish here. Like, you know, a lot of people might think that, oh, we can write books and we can earn money. I mean, earning money through books, you have to be like very established, or I don't know, like I don't know when I will be able to make whatever I have invested on my book, but it is reaching out to people. And now it is on promotional rate, like 99 cents Kindle version. So, like, you know, everybody would be able to, my thing is, like, it should be accessible to everybody, it should be affordable to everybody, so that they read it and they get my message, that what is the message that I want to deliver, right? So that is the main goal here. And yeah, please grab your copy when it is on the promotional rate, and please leave a review so that, you know, other people will see it and they will take an advantage of this book.
And, you know, that's another piece of it, is that, you know, when we publish a book, many people don't realize that the marketing doesn't end. Like, when you publish your first book, your second book, it doesn't matter how many books you've written. There's still this marketing piece that has to happen in order for you to get the sales, in order for you to get the, you know, bestsellers, you know, list and all of these different things, because there's a process that we have to go through. And even if you have a community that supports you and that reads your books often, and, you know, may come catch you live streaming, they follow you when you do events, things like that, you still have to almost like start them up again and rev them up and get them excited about the newest book. So what were some of the things that you had to do prior to, as you were preparing to launch, in order to get people excited about the project you were working
on? I should give the credit to all my launching team, as there are like 25 authors in the book that they are involved, and they have shared their stories for the book. So they are all very excited, to name some: Kimber Bors and Jessica Myros and Erin Shader and Tanya Woodhouse. There are so many, like, you know, everybody was like very enthusiastic. They came forward to share the message, and they are working hard on reaching out to their families and friends, because they are all, most of them are like, you know, first time authors as well. So it's like a platform for authors to come, and then, you know, a lot of people wanted to write, they want to share their you know, what their story. And so that's how I actually started. Like, my friend Parul Agrawal, who is a publisher, who has a very good publishing company also, she has started her book of 100 moms, when you are done expecting. So she has created the platform for 100 people, like everybody shared their stories in their book. And that is when I shared my story, because I'm not a person who can write. I mean, that's what my belief was. So, you know, I'm like, no, I don't think I'll be able to write. Then I'm like, okay, it's just a small story, why not, you know, like just few pages.
on.
So I started like that. So this is my shout out to all the authors out there who wanted to share their stories desperately. Like, come join in any anthologies like this, and then that will ignite your passion, that you just see, like, you know, maybe if you think, okay, I am not up for writing the whole book, then just start sharing your ideas, sharing your thoughts in these anthologies. Be part of it, so that it will, the outside world is waiting for your message.
That part is so very important.
Yeah.
Is that, yeah, they are waiting for your message. It we never know how valuable our message is until we start putting it out there.
Exactly. Yeah, I was never expecting. I know that this is my mission to launch this book, but I was never expecting that I will get the response this fast. This, like, within a week, I hear these kind of feedbacks that whatever I wanted to hear. So that made my motivation much more, that, oh, this needs to reach out to more and more people, like.
Exactly. Like, there's so many more. And this is the thing, as an author, I know earlier you said that, as selling the book, we don't necessarily get rich off of selling the book. You have to already be a well-to-do, well-known person in order for you to get really rich off of selling a book. And that's because you sign a contract with a book publishing company and all of those different things. But when it comes to the book itself, you made a great statement earlier. You got to determine, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? Are you looking to impact lives, or are you looking to make sales? If you're looking to make sales, then there's some other things that you need to look at with your book. But if you're looking to impact lives and get it out there, work on it. You guys know that we did A Stage of Their Own, which was the anthology where I got to meet Durga, and we actually got to meet in person just recently in New York. I was so excited that she was able to come out from
an amazing experience.
And that talks about, taking it to another level. So now you did the book, which is A Stage of Their Own, and then we did the Love My Voice tour, which was a live event. And most people, when they think of writing a book, that's not even an idea for them. That's not even something that they think about, but the opportunities are endless.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what are some things that you were looking at for your book, and some other opportunities that may have come up or that you want to come up?
Through this book?
Mm-hmm.
Rise to Thrive? Oh, that's a good question. Actually, I was never expecting or thinking anything. My only thing was, when I started this book, I was in that mindset. I always used to think, though I have learned, and since my childhood, I've been practicing and reading so much on yoga, meditation, and Ayurveda, and practicing it since my childhood, and my whole family is into it. And still yet I used to feel like we all know very little. Like, my dad used to say, like, oh, the knowledge is so vast, and what we know is like only a mustard seed. We still need to do practice every day. And after coming to US and everything, I saw people, like, they are all very authentic, and some places the direction that the knowledge that they are getting it from, or maybe some roots are like, some books I feel like, oh, this is not there in my or mythology, from where they got this story, so those kind of things I felt like, okay, maybe everybody, then when you have some knowledge, and if you are not putting out there, then I felt like now it is my responsibility to share at least whatever I know, than waiting for being me a master in this. And God only knows, like, when I will be like, I mean to say, like, you have command on like full Vedas or everything. It's not, I don't know if that will happen in this lifetime. So I felt like, okay, at least let me start with whatever I already know, and then let me start sharing with people, and let's have the journey together. There is one sloka also, like, let's move together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move together, and then, well, I'll share whatever I know, and then so maybe in the process I might be motivating people who know a lot more than me to take the same journey to reach out to more people. I don't know, like, what is going to happen with this, but there are like endless possibilities for me. Like, oh, okay, this is my mission. I wanted people to react so and so way, and then I got that response within 10 days. So I'm so happy. But I was thinking, okay, my responsibility now is to reach out to more and more people. So I don't know whether it is right or not, but I have this in mind. Maybe if there are more reviews on the book in Amazon, maybe like a lot more people would like to pay attention to grab that book. That is what I don't know. Don't trust me, whether, because I have I'm just trying that. that's my thought. My thought right now, I'm working on how more people can reach out, because most of my inspirational books that I have read, I got like so many ideas or so many, so which are like thought provoking, are all from a simple non-famous authors. So that's why I never underestimate any book.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah. And one of the things that I love is that we're working on something where we're collaborating together. I want to say it right. It's Be Free Now LLC.
Yes.
And World Voice League are actually coming together. And in the month of November, November 23rd, we'll actually be in Iowa, and we'll be combining both experiences and to a morning workshop and an afternoon workshop, which is really something that you don't see a lot of people doing, because one of the things you just said was, let's work together, let's build together, let's do this, we can go further. The saying is, if you want to go fast, go by yourself, but if you want to go far, go together.
Yeah.
And I felt like this was a great opportunity for us to take this to a different level and combine, what we were doing, to be able to say, okay, look, here's an author, here's something that she's doing, here's another author, here's something that she's doing. And guys, look, let's support, let's encourage. And so you guys, we will be in Iowa on November 23rd. So look for the information for that in the description. When I have the link, I'll come back and put it there for you guys, or it'll be in the description underneath this particular broadcast. So you just make sure that you go ahead and look at the description to get the information. But it was interesting, and I had already thought about it when we were in New York, because I was looking at the room, and within that room you had I think almost more than about half of the people in the room were authors.
Yeah.
They had multiple books. And I said, wow, just look at how we're able to come together and support each other. And it doesn't have to be a competition. It doesn't have to be like, no, we can come and do this together. We can come and support each other. We can come and make this even bigger. And even with the space that we were using, the owner,
she was so amazing. I'm like,
right?
Energy. Wow. Yeah.
She absolutely loved it because it was different. It stood out, and it was not necessarily something that you would have saw somebody else doing. And sometimes you just got to go against the grain and do something different. Yeah. So now my other piece that I'm looking at the studio audience, and Michael said, being famous doesn't make them good. It just means they are connected. And that's very true. And Clara agreed. She said, exactly. She said, exactly. So as we move forward, when it comes to being the author and, really honing in on this message, we know that social media is a great tool. We know that podcast interviews are a great tool and resource for authors, but another great tool is the speaking piece. And I wanted to bring this up because when I think of Rise to Thrive, I think of coming outside of your comfort zone. And Durga came outside her comfort zone and spoke while we were at the Love My Voice New York meetup in Brooklyn, New York. And she did a phenomenal job, even though she was like, no, she just said she was kind of nervous behind the scenes. She was like, no, I don't want to do it. But she did an absolutely amazing job. And then like maybe a couple weeks after that, I saw you getting ready to do another speaking opportunity. And it just goes to show, being able to step outside that comfort zone, that the book leads you to other things. And so tell them a little bit about that experience for you.
After we met, and then when we are working on the stage of their own, I always wanted that piece that I have written in the book, like how important that accepting ourselves is also important, for our growth. It's very important. That is my lesson So I usually ponder only on my experiences. Like I read somewhere here and there, but reading is a different thing. But understanding it and getting to know about it is a next level. But experiencing it and knowing that, oh yeah, this is what exactly it means, right? So that is the ultimate thing. So for me, I feel like, when I don't experience it, then I don't feel authentic to share with anybody. That I don't know, maybe sometimes I stop myself because of that. I don't know whether it is a moral or virtue or whatever, but that is me. So when I had that experience, I felt like it's like a teja over me. Oh my God, this is so important. And now I need to share this with people, right? So, but then again, I am not a writing person. I don't want to write. So that is when I saw Altavi's thing. That's what I was encouraging all the other authors. Like, you have a message and you want to share, please reach out to any of these anthologies and share your story. So that is what I did. Like, I shared my story with the same story with in the Altavi's book. So because of that, like, I got this speaking opportunity. Like, she invited me to as a speaker to the Love My Voice tour in New York. And it was a very amazing experience, me meeting all the other authors and everybody having their own journey and their own experience. I was like, everybody standing there and speaking. I'm like, wow. I was literally like, my jaw is down. And their experience, their life stories, everybody has their own journey. So nobody's, though it looks different, but everybody has their own journey and everybody has their own lessons. The ultimate thing is that we all are supposed to grow spiritually, or whatever you name it, so the ultimate thing is that we all will grow together. So when it comes that part, togetherness, like, that is the best part I love. Like, it is not a competition. Like, competition means like, oh yeah, I need to get there and then I will earn more money. When it comes for the money, like, yes, the competition comes, but then money, like, we need money, but how much and how long we'll hold on to it, we never know. So, but that togetherness, that things when you do with this like-minded people are bringing some change in the society. So those things will definitely impact, those things will definitely stand permanently, like, even you are on the planet or not. So that is my belief. So saying that has inspired me to get on to finish my Rise to Thrive book as well. So we never know where the inspiration comes from.
And it's so crazy because I think, so we had 13 authors in the book.
Yeah.
And I think all but one author has written another book since being in the anthology. Like, it sparks creativity because and I tell people, the most amazing feeling that you will ever have is when you have that book in your hand and it has your name on it, and you're looking at the cover that you approved, and you may not read it. Now, let me tell you something. Everybody does not read their own book.
I have read my stories like 10,000 times, actually. I just want to make sure, because I was making sure that the author's feelings should not be interfered by the editing process, right? So their voice should be heard the same way that they wanted to project it. So
exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And so, you get into this, oh my goodness, I need to do it again. I need to put more words on paper. Let's go. What's next? And that was one of the reasons why I love blogging so much, is because I can go and I can do the blog. We have the Our Voice Matters blog, where I go and I highlight other female entrepreneurs. They have our members who are in the World Voice League. They have the opportunity to be guest bloggers, and it just sparks so much creativity. I think that's one of the most powerful things that we can do for each other, is I can be the one to light the flame that's on the inside of you.
Exactly.
And then you go and do it to the next person. And then, but we have to be willing to have that flame lit on the inside of us. Yeah. And it's scary because when that flame is lit, we stand out.
Exactly. Yeah, I know that feeling.
Most definitely. We stand out. And, that's scary at times, but it's also fun at times. There's some joy to it as well. Now, I always ask everyone that comes onto the platform, what has been a blunder for you in this journey? And so from the anthology into doing the newest book, Rise to Thrive, what have you had any blunders in there that you look back and go, oh my goodness, what was I thinking?
Yeah, I know this question you keep asking me all the time, but I answering. There are no, for me, yeah, all the mistakes or blunders are lessons for our next thing. So somehow I accept it like, oh, this is what I learned from it. So that's why I never get the expression of like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. So somehow I miss that expression. And I cannot thank my friends. Like I'm the one, I feel like I'm one of the luckiest person in the whole world. That's what my son always says, that in the whole world for everything. So in the whole world, because God has blessed me with amazing friends. Like, anytime, like, it's though how much inspired you are, how much meditations you do, how much yoga you do, how many people you are motivating, how many lives you are touching, how many people's lives you are transforming, still there are moments and times for you also to, like, recoup. So at that time, the having a friend who is non-judgmental and still knowing your strength, know your capacity, or know your worth, or whatever, like, still being there, and no, this is not for you, come on, get up, like, so at least if everyone has that one friend like that, I mean, I feel like that person is really fortunate. So if you have like more than one, then like, I can name so many women like empowering me, like Bharti Pandrangi, Parul Agrawal, Rubina Ramesh. As I told you, like, so many people standing next to us and telling that this is not you. Come on, this is just this shall pass. So I would have said that to so many people, but it is very important for me to hear that when I'm in that moment. So that's what I feel like, having that kind of friend, or you being that kind of friend to somebody, is very precious.
That speaks volumes, because it does keep you from having those moments
Yeah,
of feeling like, oh my goodness, it's total failure. Oh my goodness, everything is just falling apart. It's having those people that say, hey, it's okay. We can bounce back from this. Hey, it's all right. That it's not a total disaster. You're okay. And
exactly.
still move
Yeah,
forward. Because when you're so close to the project, all you see is what's in front of you. Sometimes you got on blinders, like, that's it, it's just that I'm so focused, and anything that takes me away from that focus, it's like, oh, the whole world is falling apart. That's how it feels sometimes.
yeah. I still remember when my friend was writing her first book. She was going through this experience, and I was like there and supporting her. Like, no, you came through all this. It's okay. Only 10 more days, 9 more days. Like, like that. I was nudging Parul Agrawal when she was writing that first book, juicing for healthier families. So that became a bestseller. So yeah. So though I was there for her, I have no idea what she's going through. No idea. Zero experience. But now when I went through that experience, I'm like, oh my God, I should have been there for a little, I should have been there for like a little more,
Yeah, and there's something that that's interesting too, because as an author, we know the behind the scenes, like we know the things that go on,
Yeah,
in our own minds. So yeah, when we know that there's another author who's out there who's working on a project, oh yeah, hey, you all right? You need anything? You need a care package? Like, do you need some chocolate? You need me to send some muffins? What's going on here?
So anytime I'm down, like a Kimber boss used to call me like, "Oh no, you cannot do it. It's okay. You just relax. I will take care of you. Take care of the editing or whatever." I'm like, seriously, how can you? How come God made you so sweet? You know, like Kimber boss was like always calling me and messaging me, and it's not that she's sitting there ideal. You know, she's already so her schedule is so packed, and she herself has 2 kids, and still like somebody even telling you that, and she's not just telling, she's doing it, but even just to somebody to say that, it's like, you know, I'm like so grateful. Like what else we have to be like, you know, everybody I don't know, like, you know, I think this is it, like.
Definitely. So guys, this has been an amazing episode. I'm super excited about the information that has been shared, simply because guess what? It's needed, it's necessary. As we go into this next level, you guys, there are so many books out there that need to be written. There are so many stories that need to be shared. Now is your opportunity to get out there and get it done. And never think that you are in this journey by yourself. One of the things that I often tell people is that, you know, when writing feels like a chore and you feel more like you're in school as opposed to writing your story and sharing your message, there's a problem there. There's a disconnect.
Yeah.
And you got to go back to square one and determine where that disconnect happened, because if not, it's going to take you so much longer to finish that project.
Exactly. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And so, yeah. And thanks for being such an inspiration to me. I'm like on the second book. My journey.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I'm super excited. I know that there are even more books coming. I'm super excited about meeting up in Iowa next month. I'm super excited about, there's even more, so many different other things that we can't talk about at the moment. Different other things that are coming down the pipeline as well, with the collaboration piece. But I'm excited because, again, you never know who's going to be that support for you and who's going to be that help. And each of you have been that support and that help as well. And even as we expand and do even more things, it's opening up even more opportunities. I'm like, yes, let's go. I'm all in. So with that being said, Durga, let them know how they can get the book and how they can reach out to you for more information or get in contact with you.
Okay, so this is my book, Rise to Thrive. Oh, by the way, this is the art my dad had. This is the art from my dad, actually. I just thought like I will say one of his arts in this way. So beautifully done. I'm so proud of my dad. So yeah, you can go to mybook.to/rise to thrive. So when you click on that, it's an universal link. Anyway, we'll be posting it are we going to post it in there, right? So yeah, so you can click there and you can get the book, and it is on promotional price right now. And please enjoy the book, and you will get so many you will get to meet so many people's stories, which I'm sure that you will be able to relate to them. Yeah, and to reach out to me, like please feel free to reach out to me. Be Free Coaching and Healing is my page, Facebook page, and befreecoaching.com is my website. And thank you so much, Altavis, for giving me this opportunity. It's so nice to see you, and I'm really, really excited for November 23rd. I cannot wait.
Too. Oh my goodness. And so I'm going to leave you guys with this for this episode. Raj Jones says, mistakes help you prepare for the next chapter in your life. Most definitely. They are those learning, those life lessons that we start to learn. As you get older, they're called life lessons. When you're younger, they're called whoopings, because that's what you get when you do some of those things. When you're older, they're, life lessons. We'll title them that. With that being said, I appreciate you guys. This was another episode of the Speak Easy podcast, where we talk about the behind the scenes of what it means to be the successfully paid speaker or author. I am your host, Altavis Pelzer, the founder of the World Voice League, guys. And until next time, don't forget to press it out. See ya.